Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte has appointed his main political rival to lead his controversial anti-narcotics campaign.
Opposition leader and Vice President Leni Robredo has been one of the biggest critics of Mr Duterte's signature policy. Her appointment comes after a media interview late last month where she said the crackdown overwhelmingly targeted poor Filipinos. And she also said that aggressive efforts to stamp out drug syndicates clearly were not working.
The comments infuriated Mr Duterte and prompted a wave of backlash from his supporters. Last week, he challenged her to take over law enforcement powers. Ms Robredo has no role in the president's cabinet, and they've consistently been on frosty terms.
Well, for more on this, let's cross over to Sherry Regalado in Manila. Sherry, so why has President Duterte handed this key responsibility to the vice president when they're on such bad terms?
Well, last week, President Duterte offered Vice-President Leni Robredo the position of drug czar. President Duterte said that he was willing to give the enforcement powers to the Vice President so that she will know the difficulties in fighting illegal drugs in the country. Today, the palace released the appointment papers designating the Vice President as the co-chair of the Interagency Committee on Anti-Illegal Drugs. The palace has already ordered all state agencies to support and cooperate with the Vice President in her new role. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo insists that the appointment is a sincere gesture and a challenge at the same time. He adds that VP Robredo is bright enough to lead the government war against illegal drugs.
And Vice President Robredo has said that she's not keen to take on the role when President Duterte offered it to her last week. Why is that?
Well, she said that she's not that amenable on being a drug czar because she doesn't want to be the scapegoat for the failings of the administration's drug war. She also questioned the sincerity of the offer. Today, the Vice President's spokesman, Barry Gutierrez, reiterates the same sentiments. He says the offer seems insincere as the post of the co-chair does not exist. The position also does not have control over law enforcement. The office of the Vice President worries that the appointment is just a way to pass the blame for the current administration's failed drug war. Tomorrow, Vice President Robredo will give a formal response on whether she's accepting or declining the post. She will also offer her proposed plans on how to improve the anti-narcotics drive of the government.
Okay, so let's say if she embraces the role, what would it entail then?
Well, the Interagency Committee on Anti-Illegal Drugs, or ICAD, is composed of representatives from various government agencies with the rank of Undersecretary and Assistant Secretary. The ICAD is mandated to ensure that all anti-illegal drug operations, including arrests, are conducted effectively and properly. It is also tasked to weed out government personnel who are involved in illegal drugs. ICAD is currently being chaired by the head of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. There is no mention of a co-chair for this interagency committee, which is why the office of the Vice President says the position does not exist.
Well, we're going to wait and see what she says tomorrow. But thank you very much, Sherry Regalado, speaking to us from Manila.